Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. Daniel here. Alright, we're here today with a quick look at the 2021 Quest Calendar. And this is the Dragon Staff of Maladoria, an Adventure a Day desktop calendar by Thomas Bedrin. So this is a cool little idea. One of your basic kind of desk calendars that you flip through. Usually these kinds of things will have, like comics or trivia or something on here. But this one has a little RPG, a little game book that you play in little sections for a few minutes every day. And this says that in Maladoria's capital city of West Haven, the court wizard and his apprentice have gone missing. A new adventurer seeks them out and discovers a mysterious slime that has spread across the city. It mutated rats in the city's sewers and corrupts everything it touches. The church has shut down due to missing clergymen. Is this slime connected to the church? Is it somehow connected to the missing wizard? Become the hero, choose your character, and go on quests. Find treasure and battle monsters across Maladoria. Can you find the missing wizard, uncover the plot behind the mysterious slime, and find ancient objects to help stop an evil plot to conquer Maladoria? Enjoy as the story unfolds in this Adventure a Day desktop calendar. So what I'm going to do throughout the year is just as a month finishes up, I'm just going to do a little recap for my adventures for that month. And I'm having a pretty good time with this. Some people, I have read some complaints like, oh, it's so slow, you only do a little thing every day, or not a lot happens, or it's kind of boring. I mean, you're working through a calendar. This is basically a calendar. And instead of flipping over and having a Far Side comic or a picture of a kitten doing something cute, you have a very brief little adventure, little choose your own adventure style narrative that you can enjoy for a few minutes before your work starts or on a coffee break or something. And I'm just doing it basically every day before I start work. And it has been an enjoyable time, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. So it starts off where you have your rules. What I would like to see is in like next year's version, if they could condense the rules into a single pamphlet, like a stapled booklet, and include that in the calendar. I think that would be that would just be nice for me, because there are sometimes rules scattered throughout a few certain pages. You do have these items here that you can cut out to have little item cards if you want. I will probably just write things down on an index card. And you start off on January 1st, just a nice little introduction from this bard here. He tells you a little bit about the game and gives you some of the rules. And then you are introduced to this gentleman named Godwin the Great. And he is a wizard that he is going to walk you through a tutorial, basically setting up the scenario and also teaching you how to play as you go. And here is the character card for Godwin the Great on the back of this day's calendar entry, and he is a half-elf wizard. And then this gentleman, Victor Felmont, he comes and delivers you a letter, which you have to decipher the letter. Now what happens is you'll have one day, so here was like Monday, January 4th, you read this, then the next day you read that, and it has the game part on the back of the previous day. So you kind of flip it over. This is the game part for the next day. So the next day you had to do this game has lots of dice rolling and stat checks, very basic, kind of like a fighting fantasy game book. Here you had to figure out how to open up your armoire to get something out, your staff, your robe, or your book. And depending on what you took, you would get a certain bonus for that character during this introduction scenario. And then you opened up a little portal to teleport somewhere. This is the first day, Saturday the 9th and Sunday the 10th, that introduced combat. And so combat is pretty simple. You're going to roll a d20. Combat is all handled in one roll. You roll, you see if you hit, you see how much damage you do, and then you consult the chart to see if you did enough damage to kill the enemy outright, or if you missed. If you didn't do enough damage, then the enemy would do damage to you, and that's it. You only do one round of combat. You don't keep going until one of you dies. You just do one round, and that's it. One cool thing the game comes with is the smallest, cutest little dice I've ever seen. I've never had dice this small, and I love them. Really fun to roll these tiny little polyhedral dice here. But that would introduce you to combat, and then you get introduced to the kind of dungeon rules here, where you are going to be told to start at a certain chamber, and then you're going to want to trace a route, and then you mark whatever numbers you went through, and then you consult to see what happened in those numbers. So that's kind of cool, kind of a neat little dungeon crawl, one-page little dungeon crawl. And then you met the big bad for the introduction scenario, and you had to have a fight with him. And then it's kind of like an automatic loss. You know, he sets the stage for the big adventure that is going to come. And then finally, on January 15th, you go to the inn here, Welcome Traveler. And you would get a little bit of refresher on rules and some of the characters. There are characters included in the pages here. There are also characters on the website that you can use. And I believe all of the characters are there for download if you don't want to draw on your daily calendar here. But then you are introduced to the characters, and you can pick a character to play as. You have Astrid Swiftblade here. She is a gnome thief. There is Thudak the Merciless. He is a half-orc barbarian. Then there is Zilmora the Wise. I like that each page will tell you who the artist is. That's a really nice feature there. Zilmora the Wise was an elf sorceress. You have Wulfric Greyhand, and he is a human paladin. And then you have their health, their armor class, how much damage they do, their bonuses to attack. These are different things that you will add to different stat checks. Like if you something will tell you you can use your intimidating skill or your athletics or your survivalist. And then some characters will have different spells that they can use, like the sorceress. She has different spells that she can use. And then these are the stats up here, and those will also be used to add to different stat check rolls. And here we have our bard here, Lyric Stringwood, the human bard. And then the character I chose is back here, Ferris Leafwind, and she is a half-elf druid. And so then you're back in the tavern, and the innkeep tells you that they are having some problem with rats. Yes. 25 days into the journey and you fight a rat. So that's how slow it is. But it's just, like I said, it's just a little 5-minute activity to do every day. And it is something I've been looking forward to. I don't know, it's kind of comforting. And then you go into this back alley here, and you discover this grate that you have to open up. And it's a noxious stench that comes out of that grate. And it's a trap, it's a poison trap that you have to try to pass, and you have to get down into the dungeon. And then you have to fight some more rats, these giant mutated rats in the dungeon. And then you are at a crossroads here, and if you want to go left or right. I have not chosen that yet. Oh wait, yes I did. I chose to go left. And I ran into a few more rats, and I failed my my stealth check, and they hit me for 1 point of damage. And now I am actually in this sewer, so it'll be another cave maze that I will have to look at this page here to figure out the rooms that I go through and what happens when I do. And that kicks off February. So it took a month to learn the game, pick a character, fight some rats, and go down into a sewer. Normally in a game that would be something you would do in the first 20 minutes, but this took a month. And you know what? I don't mind it at all. Like I said, I'm having a lot of fun, just a couple minutes a day going through this, and I am looking forward to what is in store for the rest of the year. And I will definitely be picking up the 2022 version if they do this, because I think it is a really neat and interesting idea that just adds a few minutes of fun to a normal workday. So, all right, guys, well, I hope you liked that quick look at the Quest Calendar 2021, the Dragon Staff of Maladoria. And we'll talk to you later, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.